Hey there. We're the Grand Dames and we play games. Today is Saturday, May 1st, 2021, and we're talking about our best little tidbits and witty witticisms and quotes that have gotten us through life. I'm Dame Jessa, and hi, everybody. I see you over there. I see you. I see you. Hello, everyone. Your tortoise are watching. You and your tortoise are watching. Hi. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. I have some wonderful things to share with you, and then we're going to bring the dames on, and um, and also there's a lot going on kind of last minute here, but hey, that's the cut of our jib, basically. So it's really good to see you guys today. And I'm gonna move chat because it's just kind of awkward over here. I don't know, it's just really awkward. It's not working. I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna have to block the guys and keep chat there. Hi everyone. Your first time watching these streams, just so wholesome. Well, welcome. Well, what I'm first going to share with you guys about is what is new in the Dames Patreon store. Today, we have some awesome new things available in our store. Look at this super cute little teacup charm. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It is so cute. This charm is so cute. It's really darling, and that is available in our Patreon store. And you might be thinking, well, Jessa, you have to be a Patreon to buy your merch, and the answer is some of it, yeah. Like this awesome honorary dame chain, earrings, pendant. You can get it in a variety of different styles. Those are the earrings. There's a keychain version as well too. That's the keychain version. No, that's the close-up of the earrings. There you go. There's the keychain version, and you can get it in 18 karat gold, you can get it in rose gold, you can get it in sterling silver, or you can get it in 925 silver. So if you would like to check that out, that is on thegrandames.com. There's a Patreon shop. If you're a patron, you'll have access to the password. But we will have merch next month for the general public, including bringing back our much requested mug. Also, we have this wonderful pendant. I am actually wearing this pendant right now. I'm going to show you guys when we get done with this little slideshow here. But I am wearing this pendant, and it is so cute. And you can have it with flowers or without. So all of those things are available on patreon.com/the Jessa channel. Come on in and join us. Okay, I am going to bring the dames on now because we're going to get right to it. And let me just make sure that they're all ready and their hair is all done. Look at them. Actually, Mary's hair is very done. It's super done. Let's bring them on right now. Hey, you guys, welcome. My fellow dames, my fellow sisters, how you guys doing?
Hi.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I'm wearing my Mickey ears. I went to Disney last week. So
You're so
got this new pair of
cute
ears with these
with the
flowers.
little flowers. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Look at Mary, you guys. Look at her. You know what?
My
That needs a close up. Let me just switch
oh
over
no.
here. Because we need to get Mary and all of her joy and wonder and everything
All
that
of
is
my
Mary.
I am a I am a Disney girl.
Look at that.
Very much.
You guys, I think maybe one stream we should all wear Disney ears just
Mhm.
because we'd all look cute. Because I want to see Shirley in
You
Disney
were.
ears. And the
Disney
flowers
ears
that
look
go
good on
with it
everybody.
are the flowers from your garden?
These flowers, they're well, they're plastic, but they're Hawaiian flowers. So this particular headband is from Alani in Hawaii, which is there's a Disney resort in Hawaii called Alani. It's like a hotel, it's not a park or anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen them before. And I haven't been to Alani, so it was like, oh, I have to get this headband because I like Hawaii and the flowers and
It
Disney.
looks super cute.
Yeah.
And Shirley, let's see if I can get a pretty smile out of Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Oh, I think Shirley might be muted. I think she might
She's
be muted. Let me just go in and unmute her. Find out what's going on here. There she is. There you go. Oh, she got it. She got it.
Sorry.
We're fighting over the mouse.
I didn't hear you tell us to unmute yet. I should have known we were supposed to by now.
Hi, Shirley.
Did you ask me a question?
I did. I asked you how do you manage to be so freaking awesome?
I'm not.
You are.
Yes, you are.
She does it without trying. It's natural.
It's just
natural
natural.
awesomeness.
Yes.
She has that look on her face like, you guys, just stop it. Just stop right now.
Yeah,
She has
yeah.
that look on her face like, just shut up. Yeah, Britta.
The awesome shirt Shirley is wearing says it all, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my old tie-dye shirt.
I like it. It matches my ears. You should
Yeah.
be wearing
Yes.
my hat.
Hey, that would go good on my head with my shirt.
I know.
See, I should have been an old hippie, but it was a different era than me, so I didn't make it. My oldest son always wanted to be a hippie too, and he was born just at the wrong time. But he still tries.
Yeah.
He's in his 50s.
I wonder if we
I
should.
guess it was right in my time.
I wonder if we should carry tie dye in our store now. Like a tie dye headband, tie dye wraps. Like, if you guys want to be like Grandma Shirley
Tie-dye is great.
and be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What do you? If we get some tie dye, Shirley, will you get some for me? If I get you like a little silk tie dye head wrap, that'd be nice. That's
For
Not
you.
hippies.
For you, I don't wear head wraps. In fact, I was going to ask you to show me how to wrap one like you wear yours when we was at PAX West.
Yeah.
And we never did get around to that because I was sick.
Yeah, you were sick. Yeah, that's true. Well, Shirley, we have a plan. We're colluding, is that the word? A word which means planning together to go to Hawaii, where I will head wrap you till the day is done. You'll go out to the pool, wearing your tie-dye bikini and your tie-dye head wrap and holding the Mai Tai.
What are you going? Why are you always going on about bikinis?
Because I think you look absolutely amazing in one.
That's ridiculous. I'm reading the chat.
I don't know, because I just think we would just be awesome cover girls. That's why.
Yes, we
exactly.
would be. Yeah.
So you guys, we are talking about our quotes today, and Mary has some ready. I have some ready. Shirley, I don't know, and Britta has got extra. She's gone the whole hog and back.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I like Britta's advice.
Yes, exactly. So I'm gonna get out a pen and a paper and start writing really furiously.
I know.
Exactly.
I have mine too.
and hoping for the best. So we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing that just now, and but before we do that, we're gonna head over to our what are we playing animation, and this month we have it with some really cute music, some awesome cute little music. So I'm going to take us over to what are we playing, and we're going to talk not only about what we're playing, but what we maybe are thinking about playing, or maybe what's coming up, because I know my answer is going to be the same as last month, which is I'm not.
Mine too.
Exactly. So we'll just see what we have to say about gaming after this. Okay, that is What Are We Playing with a little bit of delay there because I need to still figure things out on my end. Oh my god. But what are we playing? So, let's see who's up first on What Are We Playing?
Well, I can tell you I'm still playing Skyrim because that's the only thing out there that I like. But I am waiting for Alessandro Gusso's Alien Cube to come out because I'm really wanting to play that badly. But today on Twitter, sometimes I get comments from people saying, "Is Skyrim the only thing you ever play?" Or "Why don't you play something different sometimes?" And I think, well, if you don't like it, go watch somebody else. But today on Twitter, I said, all right, to answer those people, I'll show you a different screenshot from different games that I have played, and it's in my playlist. So that's what I was posting on Twitter today. Somebody said, "You don't have to prove anything to us, Grandma." And I said, I thought, well, evidently I do.
Yeah, and you
So-
always get people who have something extra to say about the choices you're making in gaming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have an announcement as well too, Shirley. Your mod.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's coming out
I told
tonight.
I told everybody about that yesterday, in fact, in a vlog. And then this morning, I reminded everybody that it was coming out today and to watch for the trailer. Well, then it was going to be coming out around noon, and that didn't happen. And then it was going to be coming out around this time, and I told them I'd be here. And so the modders, so they put it off until tonight. They was all tired and had to go to sleep anyway.
Mhm.
Half of them's overseas, I think. So it won't be coming out until tonight, and the trailer will be uploaded. When I get my hands on the trailer, I'll put it on Twitter. And then everybody can go to Nexus or Bethesda.net and download the mod of my character, which is voiced by me.
Woo woo.
So tonight I'm going to be making a video. I meant to be making it today, of course, but tonight I'll be making a video of me as my character I made, playing with me, Grandma Shirley, as her follower. So I want to have it up. I want to have it up for tomorrow. See how fun that'll be.
So Shirley, you actually got asked a few questions on Reddit that I said I would ask you in regards to the voice acting part
Yeah.
of that, because you did voice act that entire mod. And
Yes.
and so I'm just wondering here, I promised I would ask. So Soraya Serene, hi Soraya Serene, asked if there would be any interactions with Inigo and Lucian. And I imagine that you would know that if you recorded lines that they told you were going to be said to Inigo or Lucian. Did they ever mention anything like that? Those are other mods. No.
No.
Okay.
They said they was going to contact Blue Cat, who makes Inigo, but I don't think that's going to happen. And the lines that I voiced would be to responses to basic things that's said in a game. There were no responses to somebody's specific name. So they have said that they will be adding more stuff in the future. And I don't know if that will be one of them or not.
Oh, well, thank you for answering that, Shirley. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
And then one more question for you. So they, let's see here. They asked you questions about being face scanned for Elder Scrolls 6, but I declined to ask you those because you've been asked them before.
Yeah.
But Ashlust wants to know, what should we expect for dialogue, and does she have a favorite line? So basically the question is, did you have a favorite line that you said? Because you said so many lines, but was there one that you just got tickled when you said it, that you thought, when people hear this, they're going to laugh? You know, any kind of comedy, anything funny that your character said?
Not that I remember. No, there were so many lines I said, I don't remember. But I was thinking about, when I play the game, that the fact that the Grandma Shirley character will be voiced by me as I'm playing the game. If I want her to say something else when she's off camera, I can just say it because it'll be my voice and nobody will know the difference.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so cool.
Exactly. You can just, so I wonder if it's how it's going to be for you recording, talking as your character and as you.
It's going to be hard. I'll sound just alike.
Hello,
But at least
grandkids. and then your character speaks, and then your other character speaks, and then you give up and go take a nap, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, basically.
No. And it's hard, and I can't voice characters. Even when I'm playing a male character that I've made, you know, my son says, you still sound like Grandma. So it's hard. I can't change my voice. And besides, as I'm playing the series, I forget and talk in my own voice anyway, even when I do try. So I just gave up on that.
Are any of you other dames voice actors, or good at voicing characters, or voicing characters that are different gender than your own?
I don't do role play so much, so I haven't really tried it. But I did read today on Twitter, and I don't remember what it's through, but it works with Stream Deck. But there's voice mods, and they were saying with a push of a button you can change the voice to something different. And they had a whole bunch of them on there, and that's something I'm going to look into eventually, because it sounded really interesting.
Voice
Sounds
mod.
like something that way back when I first started recording, somebody jumped on there and said, that's not really her. She's using a voice changer to make herself sound like an old woman.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Do you remember that,
remember that. I do. I remember the entire Reddit thread because I was reading it through, and this guy sounded so haughty. He was just like, I can tell you for sure. I work, you know, I know what these things are. That's a voice changer. I work in the industry. And what did you tell him when you finally...
I saved his comment until I had made my first documentary that was made of an interview with me live. And then I put the link to it on there and said, you think you're so smart or something like that. Look at this.
And you probably saved that up for like months.
Oh yeah.
The opportunity,
saved it until that came out.
Into the opportunity to tell you. By the way, in chat right now is a couple of people I want to give a shout out to before we continue on with What Are We Playing. I see Rab in there. And Rab, is your partner in crime in there too? There's Rab, Adrian, and Adam from First Day Lions are in chat right now, I think. And Rab is Adrian. And I am hitting them up for a special Dames project. Ooh. They're musicians, so that should give you a hint.
Oh.
And there's Rab. I see Rab. And then if anyone else is in here that I've invited to come and see us today, please raise your hands and say hi, and I will say hi to you back. So musicians. There's my husband in chat too. So so that is what Shirley is playing. Shirley is playing herself. Basically. And What Are We Playing? And then who's up next?
Good, Britta.
Okay. I'm playing some older games because I have this big project that I want to go through all of my PlayStation 3 games. And it's a bit of a daunting prospect, but it's just so much fun diving back into old favorites and some games I never got around to playing. So now's the time, I reckon. So I'm finally really getting stuck into Prince of Persia.
Oh, nice.
I love Prince of Persia. As you probably know, I don't play a lot of platforming games, but Prince of Persia is one of the few where I make an exception because the games are just so well made, so fantastic. I just love the whole atmosphere, the characters, everything. And I'm having a great time with that. Another old favorite for many people that I'm enjoying is Sly Cooper. And that's another platforming and puzzle adventure game. So, yeah, I'm slowly going through my old PS3 games. But I also did something really surprising. I'm not much into superhero comics or games at all, or movies, Superman, Batman, whatever. Yeah, it's okay, but I've never been into them in a big way. And for some reason, I decided to pick up a collection of
Yes.
Batman games, older Batman games, which were ported
Nice.
to the PlayStation 4, which makes it more convenient, you see.
Nice.
And I thought, okay, I'll have a look at this. And I started playing the first Batman game, and I was just completely engrossed. I thought, this is great, and I can actually do the fighting. It's not too difficult, and there's the Joker, which really makes the whole thing come alive. And I'm suddenly into Batman gaming. You see, I always say there's a surprise around the corner. Just try something new and different. You never know, you might get a surprise. I would say years ago, if I tried it, I might not have got into it. But right now, it just suddenly clicked and I'm enjoying it. So that's my gaming.
That's
Thank
really
you.
interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Britta. Thank you so much. That was really cool. I can just imagine Britta like sitting down on like a Saturday evening in her lovely little bed jacket and looking all cute and everything. And then she picks up her controller and then she's just like swooping through Gotham City, like kicking, and like pow! I love this. She's so cute. Britta's like the cutest thing in the whole world. And so she's just like, pow, and like, do you bad guy? Yeah. Then she stops and has a. Did you see that? You're mighty cheerful today for a person who's not a morning person. I know you. You're smiling and everything.
Well, I'm so excited because there's just so much happening for the Grand Dames, for this channel. I know that Jessa has been working behind the scenes like a whole army of beavers, doing amazing stuff, and you will all see it coming through over time. It's just so exciting to watch it all happen, and we're having a really great topic to get stuck into today. So yeah, I was really looking forward to this, and I woke up at 6:30 a.m., which is not my time. It's not my time of day, honestly. It isn't at all. But
You're ready.
I'm revved up. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
That is not that is wow. That is amazing. I'm kind of impressed because I know that you are like me and you're like, don't like to see the front end of the sun. No. I am a whole army of beavers, but I do have an army of beavers with me. I do. And I'm going to say a little something to those beavers today. In chat is Morgwin. And where else is my mod team? I saw Kira in there. And Valest, the mod team lead. And look at you guys. And I think I saw Angie. Is Angie not here today? But I want to thank, as always, the mod team lead for joining us on the Grand Dames, and also I don't do it all by myself. I have an assistant, Sarah, and I have an editor and animator who does those wonderful cards that you guys have seen. So I always want to say thank you to our team who helps to bring all of these dreams to life, including the awesome merch that I showcased. And raise your hands if you guys are looking at any of that merch. Let me know in chat if you guys are eyeballing anything. And I see Nimmy as well too. Nimmy, do you play harp, by the way? I'd love to have you play some harp for us. And thank you to Ninel. I see you in there too. Oh, and there's some lady in there named Shirley who just keeps dive bombing our chats. Really weird.
I like to talk to people.
Mr. Hart is eyeballing that merch. I'm curious if anyone's gonna get like a honorary dame keychain. I just think that looks really cute. Is that just me? Anybody else want? Vagabond's looking at that merch too. You guys were looking at the keychain?
I like Mr. Hart's profile picture.
What is his profile picture anyway? It's too hard. How can I can't barely see it?
Click on it and let it enlarge. He's really cool. He looks like a rock band.
Yeah, Mr. Hart, you have a new new groupie.
Yeah. He talks to me once in a while.
Mr. Hart, I'm so glad you could make it. Thank you so much for being here for us. Okay, so I think no, Mary hasn't grabbed this one. What are we playing?
My next. Okay. So because I'm traveling again, most of the games have all been like on the iPad, like Homescapes or Animal Crossing on the Switch. But I did want to say that I spent last week at Disney, which kind of like gaming in a way, in a different way. And one of the cool things I did there, I managed to, on the phone, you have to do this virtual queue and get on at 7 a.m. But I managed to get on the new Star Wars ride, Rise of the Resistance, which I won't tell anybody what it's about, but it was amazing.
Oh,
amazing.
I want to go.
Immersive. It was, I mean, my heart was it was great. So I did that last week. Now I'm back with my mom in Texas, and so playing the travel games. However, on my list to play is still Borderlands. I haven't done it yet, the new content, but I've also added on my list Skyrim with the Shirley mod. I am so excited that I want to pick up Skyrim, dump my old follower, and get Shirley with me, and go find my husband, because I still don't know where he is.
He's still lost?
He's still lost. I have no idea where he went. So me and Shirley in the game are going to go find him, and we'll deal with that.
I want to be sure and see a video. I've asked everybody on YouTube, I said, when you play this, I want to at least see one video from everybody so I see how everybody plays it.
I think this actually will inspire me to make a video that I haven't done in a long time. So
good.
I will definitely record it and put something up there. But
okay.
That's high on my list now. I want to play Skyrim with Shirley, the follower.
You know, Shirley, you're going to cause a lot of broken hearts in Skyrim tonight, because a lot of people are going to be dumping their existing followers for you.
Yes. They're going to be like, I don't even know who it is. Out. You're out.
Out. Inigo is going to be in the corner crying in so many people's Skyrim games, because everybody was like, well, you know, Inigo, it was really nice while it lasted, but Grandma's here, so bye-bye.
Yeah.
They can have both.
Oh, isn't there a 2-follower mod?
I'm going to have both. I can have lots of followers. Yeah, there's a mod.
Well, I got to find that one then.
Yeah, there's a lot of mods. I recommend Nether's follower framework. Nether, Nether follower framework. That's the one that is currently outed as the best follower mod, to allow you to have multiple followers and do all this kind of stuff. But how
It
many of you
does.
guys, you've had 2 followers without mods? How did you do that, King? And Vagabond is saying, Grandma will join my gang of 3 mod followers. But you guys know something? You can actually play as Grandma Shirley. There's a trick to it. Who wants to know how to do that? Let me put your hands up in chat if you want to know how you can actually be.
How can you
Shirley wants to
play as
know.
your follower?
There is a mod out called. Oh goodness. Give me a second while I look it up. It is brand new. It allows you to change Proteus? Project Proteus. That's it. I'm going to put the link in chat. So this mod allows you to actually point. It's pretty simple to use, to point at a follower and literally change yourself into their appearance, and then make yourself, your current character, be your follower. Basically switch places and play literally as Grandma Shirley. And it has a ton of other features in it, but it basically says, it promises to, and in fact, I'm going to put this on screen right now so that you guys can see this. It promises to change, let's just make sure that's working, change the way you play Skyrim, Project Proteus. And it has so many different things. But for example, you can actually leave a follower, you could actually jump from follower to follower and play them all as different stories. Like Shirley is going through the main quest line, for example, and then another one of your followers is doing the mage quest line, and you can just actually play like a multi-character game, or play a game that's like Baldur's Gate, where it's like a party system where you have like 4 people coming along with you, or 5 or whatever, like Divinity Original Sin 2. So it is so good, and the author has been updating it just constantly, adding new things. And in all my years of modding Skyrim, I've never ever donated to a modder. I'm ashamed to say this mod I donated. I actually begged him to put up a donation so I could pay him money. It's that good. So this is the mod that can do that. Instantly control any NPC. Instantly. That means Shirley. So I want to see you guys not only
Controlling me.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, you got a point there. She's like, hey, hold on a second. So, and so here's the deal though, you guys. Project Proteus, Shirley, and a good dance mod. There's your weekend.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. Videos. We want to see videos of Shirley.
Videos.
We want to see videos of Shirley doing the Macarena. Doing that thing with the limbo stick. Okay, let's move on. So, so that's what we're playing this month. And I think we got everybody. And for me, I'll keep mine very, very brief. Nothing. Okay, so let's move on.
Well, that was really brief.
I told you guys beforehand that I was going to endeavor to give you guys a lot more time on the mic. There you go. There's me trying. You like that? There. So, so now we're going to move on to Grandma's Table, and this is the juicy part where we share with you our absolutely amazing life tips. It'll change everything. Call 1-800. The dames are awesome right now. We'll see it after. I love those cards. They're so snazzy. They're so cool. I really like those. And by the way, those were done courtesy of our beautiful, absolutely fantastic editor and animator, Cammy. Hi, Cammy. She's over there watching somewhere. Because everybody in the team has to come to the live streams or I'll fire them. No pressure or anything. I'm kidding. Anyway, so we're going to move on to this section here. And who wants to head on first with the best secrets that you have to share about life and words that you have used to live by? Anybody got anything?
I've got notes. I could start.
Oh, bring it on, Mary.
Okay. Well, I was writing down, some of the advice and the quips, and then I sort of remembered that there is one that probably made the biggest difference in my life once I knew that it existed. And that's a little something called the 4 Agreements.
Oh,
And it's
sorry. I got one from that one too.
It comes, it's a little book if you want to read the whole book. It's also just, you can have a simple little picture with the 4 things listed. But actually reading the 4 Agreements and focusing on each one of them kind of made a big impact in my life, and sort of getting everything, what's important, what isn't, letting go of it's just a good foundation to build all the other stuff on. So the 4 Agreements, the 4 principles, number 1, be impeccable with your word. And that means be truthful, have integrity, don't talk against yourself, don't say negative things about yourself, because your voice and your words can hurt, can help, and this includes gossiping about other people. So minding what you say with your words is good, not only for yourself, but for your relationships. And then the big one, step 2, number 2, don't take anything personally, because not everything is about you. Like, if you think someone's having a bad day and they're kind of grumpy and you think, what did I do? And we've all sat there, what did I do wrong? What is it, and we personalize it, make it about us, when it's really the other person is having some kind of issue. So if you kind of remind yourself, when you encounter something like that, don't take it personal. It's not about me. The other person might be having a bad day. 99% of the time, that's what it is. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Like, just assume, well, if it's this, then it's this, or she said this, but it must have meant this. And it means ask questions, have communication, clarify everything. And that's probably a really big one, is the communication part and the talking and the clarifying things, so that we don't assume and then find out later all of us were wrong. And the last one, always do your best. And the best can be different moment by moment. Like, each of us, we might have a really good day and our best is way up here, we're doing great. Or, another day is, our best is, I got out of bed and took a shower, and that's the best I can do today. But every day you do the best that you're capable of doing that day. And I have found, especially in the last 15 years, that these 4 things are such a good foundation to build on with all of the other things.
That's really good. The 4 Agreements is such a powerful book. If you haven't read that book, can a moderator throw an Amazon link in?
I highly recommend it. Just to, if you need a focus on somewhere to start, that's a good place to start.
Yep.
So how many of those, Mary, do you feel you were able to live on a semi-regular basis? We're all human. But are there any that you feel that you really have down, or really are able to do on a regular basis, within reason?
The number 1's pretty easy, because I've made a decision to always be, a long time ago, to be authentic and to be honest as I can be with what I know. And I appreciate integrity, and I don't gossip about people. I don't talk about people behind their back. I don't talk about myself negatively anymore, which is something I used to do that I had to try really, really hard. Something my sister and I used to work on together, to break that habit of, the I'm so stupid. It's like, nope, we got to change that narrative. So you can't talk about yourself and you can't talk about others, but that's pretty easy. Not taking things personally was a little more work, but I think I'm doing okay with that one. The don't make assumptions, the communication one, that's probably the hardest one for people, is being able to ask questions or communicate with someone, or not assume the worst or the best, or clarifying things. And I think the fourth one, always do your best. I mean, I have to sometimes say, well, this is the best I can do today, and that's okay. So yeah, the third one's probably the hardest.
Yeah. So being impeccable with your word is one that you're pretty good at, and the third one again is name that one again,
Don't
please.
make assumptions. Means asking questions, clarifying, communicating. And I think in most relationships, that's probably the hardest thing, is, because sometimes you're like, I don't want to really talk to them and ask stuff, and
Exactly.
but I
Exactly.
got to find out. That could be a
Yeah.
very anxiety driven one, where that's probably the harder one to work on.
Here's a thought to consider. A lot of times people may, we all have second thoughts when we make or do something um, that is really, not kind.
Mm-hmm.
If someone comes to us and asks us, did you really mean that? Or I just want to check in with that. It gives the person a chance to actually take it back gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
To go, actually, if you'd asked me when I said it, I would have said yes. But now I'm thinking, yeah, I really didn't mean. And they're kind of expecting, I would imagine, for you to come at them in a hurt or angry way. And when you come at them in a curious way, I think that could possibly disarm someone. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
I think you have to not get overly emotional about things, and be able to listen and hear what somebody's saying, even if it's uncomfortable, and just sit in it for a minute, without trying to be emotional about it. And I guess I got a little bit of experience with this in when my sister, has been going through the brain cancer and the surgeries, and some of her things have changed a lot, where she cannot mask her emotions as much. How so we can be quiet, shove it down. When she goes from happy to angry, she can't hold it in. But we had to learn, it's not personal. It's not about us. We have to just listen and not take it as, well, now my feelings are hurt, because it's not us. It's whatever's going on with her. That kind of thing. And I've taken that and applied it to everything. I try not to just assume, just if you were upset, and snapped at me, I don't want to assume that, oh, you're mad at me. Maybe you're just having a bad day. But we could hopefully talk about it and just say, you want to talk about anything? Is it okay? But
from my standpoint on that, if I were in our marriage, we really take a lot of personal responsibility. So if I were to snap, I would, within a very short period of time, if not immediately, acknowledge that I had done that and make a correction. But That's one of mine, but I'll share that for when it's my
Yeah.
time. So,
I've also, yeah, I've also learned like if I know that I'm in a cranky mood or I'm not feeling, you know, and I'm around like family or somebody and I'm not feeling it, I'll sometimes give a little warning like I'm not feeling so good. So it's not you, it's me. If I'm sounding a little bit cranky, just so they know, and then it's like I think everybody feels better. But luckily that doesn't happen too often.
and plus, it's really hard to imagine you being cranky while wearing Mickey Mouse ears and little
I know.
Hawaiian flowers. Yeah.
I'm really not cranky that often, but every once in a while,
Yeah.
Yeah.
every once in a
I've
while.
never seen you cranky. No. You have a
Yeah.
very mild, very middle of the road type of emotional energy. You're just like, yeah, I'm Mary, I'm going along. You're very peaceful and
Yeah.
calm.
Well, good, because that's what my goal is. I just want to be
Mm.
peaceful and chugging along and not too far one way or the other, but I
And
like it
Britta,
better
did you
that
have
way.
something you wanted to say?
I was just thinking about what Mary was saying, and there's a big aspect to this assumptions issue because we're spending so much of our time online these days, and a lot of our social interactions are via text, audio, sometimes video. Um, so it is the built-in factor for misreading situations, making assumptions that are probably way off the mark, are heightened, I think. So
Hmm.
we have to deal with that issue all the time, and you see it often falls apart when you watch conversations on social media. So I think it's probably more important than ever before, because a lot of the time we don't have that physical personal interaction anymore, that we're right there with the person. We can see their reaction on their face. We can see they're wearing Mickey Mouse ears or a droopy old hat or whatever. We often don't get that anymore, and we're sort of almost operating sometimes in a vacuum where all we see is a bit of typed text, and it's so easy to make the wrong assumption or to make one that will take you down the wrong track. So, yeah, I was just thinking as Mary was talking about that, how incredibly important that this is in our age right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything to Shirley to what Mary said?
Only that I agree with all of that she was saying. Sure. I like to be a very positive person most of the time, not today. But yeah, I try to be positive about everything. I try not to assume things, and I try to be clear enough about things that other people won't assume something about what I've said, but they do. Sometimes I think maybe I'm not speaking English.
It's probably not you.
No, it's probably not.
Mm-mm.
So that is Mary's tips for how she guides herself through her life. We're going to go on to the next game. Who would like to go next?
Well, mine's just going to be short because I really don't have much. I don't even remember wise tips that I've received through life. I'm old enough that I've forgotten everything. Anyway, mainly what I had just said about positivity. I can't stand to be around negative people. Uh, I try to shun them because all they do is bring you down. So if they're negative, then they make you start being negative. And I just don't want that in my brain or in my thoughts or in my life. So I try to always stay positive. That's my best advice about anything. But other than that, I think I'll bring a little bit of levity. in here. You know me. I have to joke about something. But you remember the old saying about always make sure you have on clean underwear because you might get in an accident, have to go to the hospital.
It's true.
Well, all through my years of having babies, that kept percolating in my head because every time I would go into labor and it'd be time to go to the hospital, I would automatically start thinking about, did I shower today? What kind of clothes have I got on? Am I in my dirty old pajamas? What have I been doing? Am I hot and sweaty? And it's just, am I ready to do this? So my motto sort of became always make, as time draws near, always make sure you're ready to go to the hospital and deliver. Because one thing, I was walking outside in the dirt, barefooted, hanging up laundry on the clothesline when I really went into labor and knew I had to go right then because I'd put it off for hours because I was busy. And really,
I'm too busy to have a baby.
Yeah, I had things I had to get done before I went to the hospital. And so I knew that my feet must have been just black on the bottom. And so when I went in the hospital and was laying on this gurney and they was rolling me down the hall, I asked the nurse, I said, before I get in there to delivery, can you wash the bottom of my feet off?
And did she?
Yes, she did. And she laughed. So that's my advice to young women that are having babies. Make sure you're always ready to go to the hospital.
That is very good, solid advice.
It is.
It really is. Yeah, always be ready. I mean, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with that. Except let that sink in. Just let that marinate.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really all we need. Always
clean
ready.
underwear. Always. Yes.
Yeah. Just be ready. Yeah. And you can apply that to all sorts of situations.
You heard that from the dames.
That's true.
You heard it first.
Yeah.
Right here from 4 women who have lived life. Have clean underwear before you have your baby and wash your feet.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're done for today. Nobody can top that. So we'll just end now. All right. So Dat Strudel is saying, we love you so much, Shirley. You make us laugh even when you're feeling down. And the thing that I like so much, as I've said before numerous times, is how much I enjoy that once we get into our groove and we start talking, just the 4 of us, 4 women hanging out, those smiles start happening and we kind of forget, at least I do, forget everything that, going on and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Who's next? We have Mary, we have Shirley. I think that's you, Britta.
Yes, Jessa, I don't think you realized when you handed us this innocent sounding question about some life advice for our viewers, that you threw a grenade into my life, because I started thinking about it and it sort of snowballed and then it avalanched and it's just got huge. So be prepared, it may take a while. I started out like most people probably would, for any kind of supportive life advice. I go back in time. I think that's probably a natural inclination most people would have. You go back to your childhood, what did your parents tell you? And I was, of course, brought up in a very traditional environment in Germany, in post-war Germany, as probably many of you know by now. I've mentioned it before. And German culture is absolutely riddled with proverbs. Everybody uses them all the time. So as a child, you'd probably hear at least 50 profound proverbs being hurled at you throughout one day, at least. And everybody talks like that. And they are figures of speech, but they are also advice. So I sort of went through quite a few of them and picked out the most well-known ones, which I think are probably quite cross-cultural, at least within Western societies. We have all quite similar proverbs, I think. Most of them translate quite well into English. So a very obvious one that most parents will tell their children all the time as the kid struggles with a very basic task. They say, all beginnings are hard. And it's kind of obvious, but it's actually helpful to be told that. It tells you it's okay to struggle a bit, that it's not easy. We know that. And another one we've talked about here on the Dames is, in German, they say, failure makes you smart. I think we talked about that in the last live stream. Yes. So I thought, it's an interesting phrase. I wonder where that came from, because that's how I think. And I looked it up, and I was really surprised to see that it originated with Samuel Beckett, a Nobel Prize winner, a well-known dramatist and poet. And he actually said, because I never understood this phrase before, but now I do understand it, he said, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail again, fail better. And that's where that fail better thing comes from, because I see it everywhere. People just always say, oh, fail better. And I always thought, what exactly does that mean? But, reading Samuel Beckett's comment, in context, it's sort of suddenly it makes a lot of sense to me, how failure makes you smart, fail better. So I think that's a really, really useful one. I always harp on about that because, as I've mentioned before, I've had hundreds of failures in my life, and this one suits me just fine. So another one in Germany is, they say a lot, actions say more than words. In English, we say actions speak louder than words. And that's another one very useful to consider, because we all like talking a lot and we make promises and talk about this and that. But in the end, what we need to look at, what is that person actually doing? Do the deeds match the words? And if we can get that a bit closer together, I think then we're doing well. And that's another quite important maxim that I think is useful to consider in life. So finally, a very popular one that I think everybody will recognize is, talk is silver, silence is golden. And we got that a lot as kids, because kids, of course, rabbit on like mad, and our poor parents said, oh yeah, silence is golden. It sometimes really, really is. And sometimes it means, instead of saying something that might be wrong or not right for the situation, or it won't make things any better, just sitting by someone's side companionably, just being with them. You don't need to talk. I think that's very important. And that's something you learn with time as you grow older, I think. You appreciate that more and more. I recommend it. I do. But the one that got me into this rabbit hole, Jessa, the one
Yep.
you opened up,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Sorry, but not really.
that is one I came across a quote from, of all people, Franz Kafka, whom I always associate with really dark and frightening stories, like The Castle and whatnot, the Metamorphosis, where the man metamorphoses into an insect, it's just gruesome. He said, anyone who holds on to the ability to see beauty never grows old.
Oh.
And I thought that's just wonderful. And that reminds me of what we as gamers really enjoy, is that childlike ability to just see something new and see it for the first time and just go, oh, wow, that's beautiful, just like a child they see everything for the first time at some point, and everything is wonderful to them, whether it's an old table or grandpa's digging fork for the garden. It's all wonderful. This ability to just look at things around us and appreciate them for what they are. And then it sort of triggered a memory in my head. And I thought, yes, there is a poem that does that. I like poetry. I don't know whether I've mentioned this before, but
Bring it on, girlfriend.
There is one by an American poet called William Carlos Williams, and it's called The Red Wheelbarrow. And I wouldn't be surprised if a few people know that one. I would think that is the kind of poem they might teach at school, that might be in textbooks. If it isn't, I'm saying right now, it jolly well should be. Educators, that poem goes into the textbook that everybody should have. It's a very short poem. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow glazed with rainwater beside the white chickens. Now, for me, that just, I suddenly, I see it in my mind. I see the red wheelbarrow and then the white chickens right beside it. And I'm thinking, someone is sitting there painting this scene, because just the colors and the type of things they are, like ordinary things, like a wheelbarrow and a chicken. And you look at it and you think, I need to look at this like it's for the first time because it's beautiful. And if you can walk through life looking at things like that, you will probably never grow old. So that got me onto poetry, because when you go back thinking about what has given you comfort and advice in life, you might go right back to when you hurt your knee, you're crying like only children can cry, wow! And mum comes along and she starts singing a soft little lullaby, or she might just start reciting an old nursery rhyme, hickory dickory dock, and something about the rhythm of the nursery rhyme, the melody of the song, it soothes you, and you start forgetting about your pain, and you're listening to what the song is about, or the nursery rhyme, and you're entertained, and suddenly the world has realigned itself, and you're feeling better. You can get up and you can walk about again, and mums always know this, mother always knows best. They know these old recipes work. So that's actually what I do in situations when I'm faced with a big crisis in my life, a huge problem, maybe something that makes me feel in the pit of despair. We do have these periods in life. And I have to be honest here, while I appreciate all these wonderful words of wisdom and proverbs and aphorisms and all that, I find for me, they work best when I'm in a calm and reflective mood. And then I can really appreciate them. And I sit back and I listen to that and I think, that is so true. But that is something you can only see with hindsight. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. It's a learning process, and you can appreciate this advice more and more as you go through life and think, yes, I really must try to, to integrate that into my life. But in the very moment when I'm tearing my hair out, what's left of it, and I'm thinking, how am I going to get through this? And I feel so awful, I turn to the things that have given me comfort before, and let me just see what I have here. I mentioned before that I love poetry, so music works just the same way, for people who are really, really into music. They need to get out their favorite songs. I get out my favorite poems, so let me see what I've got here. You will all have heard this phrase. It's from a famous poem called In Memoriam. "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." And that is from a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and he's a Victorian poet. Now, they can sometimes be a bit heavy in that, but there are many, many gems in Victorian poetry, and I'm sort of very much into it. I love it. So I start reading some of those poems. But the ones I love best of all are nonsense poems. Nonsense, you say? I'm in this crisis. Why would I need nonsense? Well, because it works. So this is a very, very old poetry book. It was published in 1959, and you know what, we still go back to it, and we know many of the poems by heart, or used to. My memory's going now a bit, so I have to read them. And of all the poems, the one that gives me the greatest pleasure is not Jabberwocky, but that's a good one too. That's a real nonsense poem, Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the Frumia's Bandersnatch. And this is very good, because our human brains are far too active. We're far too smart for our own good. I'm absolutely convinced of that. So while I'm having this crisis, my brain in the background is whirling around saying, you're useless, you should have done something different. Blah, 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 blah. It keeps yapping away, and I'm trying to shut it up, and I can't. But the moment I start reading this nonsense verse, my brain goes, oh, what's that? What does that mean? Does it make any sense? I'm going to try and figure that out. And you know what? I'm fooling my brain. I'm tripping it up. And it works. The brain is suddenly so busy trying to work out this nonsense poem that it's forgetting to tell me what a useless person I am. Now, that's what I call really practical. Now, the poem that I was introduced to when I first met my husband many, many decades ago is one of his favorites, and it's called The Owl and the Pussycat. And it's by a man called Edward Lear, who wrote a lot of nonsense rhyme and poems. The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. And so the poem goes on, telling the story of their voyage and how they fall in love and they try to get married. And it's a fascinating story, and it's told in beautiful verse. And every time I read that, I have to smile, and then I laugh, and then at the end I think, oh, and whew, suddenly the load is beginning to lift. I'm thinking, well, it can't be all as bad as this. I'll try and sort it out. The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea. And I start repeating it because the rhyme and the rhythm is just so addictive, So that is, in short, one of the ways I cope. Now, it can be nonsense verse, but sometimes when I'm feeling in a, like I've got a steam kettle and something is, or the steam that needs to get out, I need to let off steam, I might read something completely different. And as I said, I'm very fond of Victorian poetry, and I've got one I like in particular. It's again by Tennyson, and it's called The Lady of Shalott. And you may even have heard of or know the crucial line. So I'll just give you a very, very short taste of The Lady of Shalott. The mirror cracked from side to side. The curse is come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. Wow. That felt good. Yeah, my mirror was cracked from side to side. I felt like a curse was come upon me. The Lady of Shalott. And if you think that phrase sounds familiar, I hope you might recognize it because it's used by Agatha Christie in one of her famous novels called The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. And it was also made into a movie. Agatha Christie was, I like her. She was really smart. She used nursery rhymes, important quotes from poems and dramatists like Shakespeare and others. She used them a lot in her stories as titles, as clues in the stories. She knew what she was doing. People can relate to that. Yeah. So that is a little flavor of what I like and what gets me through. And I'll just leave you finally with the ending of a lovely poem by Christina Rossetti, a female poet of the 19th century, who finished one of her poems saying, "For there is no friend like a sister in calm or stormy weather, to cheer one on the tedious way, to fetch one if one goes astray, to lift one if one totters down, to strengthen whilst one stands." And I think that's just lovely. I always think, I wish I'd had a sister. I didn't. But yeah, and once I start, I just keep on reading, and I get my books out, and that's in a nutshell. That's what you did to me, Tessa, with this particular topic question. I'm down the rabbit hole, and if I'm busy, I'm reading poetry. Yes, so. Use what you remember from your childhood, what worked back then, the simple things, and they can get you through that initial terrible period with all those horrible feelings and sensations, and then reflect upon everything and use those those words of wisdom that we have been talking about, and they will guide you through. That was my journey.
Thank you, Britta.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to
enjoyed
like
that.
I did too.
I want to give some applause. Like that was beautiful.
I got a whole page of notes here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dames, gaming and free therapy at your service.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, first day Lions. Hi, you guys. Yeah. Thank you very much, and you're getting some applause there, Britta, because that was just so beautiful. And I want to say thank you so much to you guys for joining us. We have a little bit more to go today. We have some questions we'll do, and then we will be in the after party in Discord, where we hang out with our patrons and we get to get some advice from them. And to remind you also that this lovely piece right here, this beautiful pendant, is for sale in the patron shop. And our patron shop is currently an experiment. We have reasons for choosing to keep it patron only for now, but we will also look at the possibility of some of the pieces going out to the general public. So for those of you guys who are not interested in being patrons but want to get your hands on this pendant, there's hope. Hang in there. Okay, so we have, yeah, you can't really see it. Can't really see the pendant too much. I know, I'm sorry, but it's there. And while I am talking about that, let's just take a quick moment to show you guys some of the things that are currently in the patron only shop. These pieces, all of these pieces are handmade by artisans that we work with, and each piece is custom made. We really wanted to go with a bespoke, and not just have just your ordinary merch, but to have really unique pieces. And each piece is done in short batches, meaning that some of you guys saw the pendant that Shirley got for her birthday last year. That pendant is no longer available. There were 14 of them made, and there will never be made anymore. So if you got one, you got one. If you didn't, that's why I encourage you to jump on in. As you can see, the mods are throwing those links in so fast. Oh my gosh. Throwing those links in so quickly. But this is the honorary dame if you want to be an honorary dame. I'm also thinking about having this be like, I really like this being on a pet bowl, like a dog's water bowl. Wouldn't that be cool? And it say honorary dame on it, because we always have so many pets that are honorary dames in the Discord. And right here, up right now, is that beautiful pendant. As you can see, it comes with a teal satin ribbon. And it also comes with a magnetic clasp. That's one thing we're focused on, is to keep in mind that some of our viewers are older and have arthritis or have shaky hands, and it's very difficult to do those clasps. So yeah, we are focusing on having all of our jewelry be elder-friendly, finger-friendly, easy to use, blah blah blah. All right, so I think it's time for me to answer that question of quotes, and I'm going to keep mine short and sweet on this one. And I'm going to put myself on screen here. So I do have a number of things, a number of quotes that have led me through life. I won't talk about all of them, but I'll mention some of them, and then I'll expand on one of them. Red light, yellow light, green light statements are how you can determine. I'll talk more about that at some other time. They are ways in which you can determine whether you are really on board with what you are saying. How to be impeccable with your words. Red light, yellow light, green light statements. The concentric circles of connection is how I have kept myself on the straight and narrow with relationships, even with the dames. With every relationship I have, the concentric circles of connection. I'm telling you guys to kind of wet your whistle about these concepts, even though I won't be talking about them right now, but I eventually will. And those concentric circles are very good for creating healthy relationships. Something that I finally have now in my life, but I didn't really have until I was about early 30s. But the concept I want to talk about has actually kind of been touched on a couple times, but my way of looking at it, or my way of saying it, is a little bit more straightforward. We've talked about being impeccable with our words, or look at what people, to look at words rather than actions, or that kind of thing, that basic concept. But a lot of the pain that I've experienced in life came from looking at what people said, not what people did. When I finally learned that this basic concept, my life really improved. What people say is what they want to be true. What they do is what they are actually capable of. And that has never proven wrong. So this is particularly helpful if you are dating, for example, a place in which lies lie rampant upon the ground. Yeah, if you are dating, remember that on the first date, for most people, not everyone, but I'd say the huge majority of people aren't bringing themselves to that first date. They're bringing their representative, is what my husband calls it. The me they want to be. If you fall in love with the me that they want to be and not the me that they are, you are headed straight for heartbreak. Because if you come home and you go, oh my God, he's the most amazing man in the world I've met and everything, and your girlfriend might go, well, how do you know he's the most amazing man in the world? Well, we both love the color blue. Can you believe it? And we both love to ski on Thursdays and only Thursdays. And his mom's name is Shirley and my mom's name is Susan. So isn't that cool? Like both of our moms' names start with an S. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God. We're so suited for each other. So, a little advice from Mama Jessa while Britta's over here cracking up. Here is how you build a healthy relationship. It is not shared interest. It is shared values. What you value and what he values. Does he value being authentic? Does he value being honest? Does he value being faithful? Not what he says he values, what he does. Not what he says, what he does. If you follow this, I can't say you'll never get heartbroken. That would be a large stretch, but it'll certainly cut it down, I think, a great deal, because you'll be able to just sit back, particularly in those first few dates when people are still bringing their representative along, and you'll be able to go, interesting, interesting, interesting. Now, when he says, I'll call you, does he actually do it? Like if he doesn't, he's not for you. He's not for you. That means he cannot be impeccable with his word. And I can tell you, I've been married a number of years now, and I can tell you that it would be awful to attempt to be in a marriage with someone who couldn't be impeccable with their words, that you couldn't trust your partner. That's just awful. It's like having a person with a mask on sleeping right next to you.
That's why I'm not married.
Yeah. And it's awful. And you never can trust like anything, just the simplest thing. You know, you always have doubts, and those doubts lead to questions, and then you spend your whole day going, but is it this, or did he mean that, or what is this?
Yeah.
I mean, and then when you have anxiety or you don't have a solid foundation in your own self, which you might want to work on that if you want to get married. But anyway, can lead to more questions and lead to more questions and lead to more questions. And then next thing you know, you're the crazy girl. Well, I'd be crazy too if I were married to a liar.
Yeah.
That's a quick way to crazy land. Oh, one last thing that I really wish I'd known. If a man comes to you and he says, yeah, I got my ex, you know, or my ex-wife, or my wife I'm about to divorce, or whatever story he's telling you, it's crazy. Think about who she's been spending all her time with that might be making her crazy. Never ever fall for the crazy ex-wife ploy. 9 times out of 10, it's because he was a bleepity bleep with a bleep bleep and a cherry on top.
Yep.
Well, that's Mama Jess's tips for today. Thank you very much. We're going to, and I can see First Day Lions is in there going, taking some notes. Can you guys, that language, mic drop. Nimi's like, yeah, okay, well, she just said that, and so I think, okay, yeah, wasn't that special? But yeah, so that's some of the advice that I wanted to share today. I have a lot of advice, which I will dole out in small, measurable portions over the next number of months that we live stream, whatever. But I also wanted to say to the dames that we're all sisters here, and sometimes your family, I guess my last quote is, sometimes your family is not born or isn't just born. It's also made. And sisters come in all...
Sisters of choice.
Sisters of choice. Exactly.
Family of choice. Yeah.
Family of choice. So that thing that
We
Britta said...
are family.
Family!
I got all my sisters with me.
Come on, Shirley. Come on, break it down.
Yeah, we'll probably get charged with the thing. Sorry.
Okay, so as usual, we are right up on the tail end of 1.5 hours, and so as we were going to do, tell me what you guys think about this. We were going to do 20 questions this month, but then at the last minute, we decided we changed that. But let me know if you guys would like to do 20 questions, which is basically just you guys ask us a bunch of questions really fast and we just answer them really fast and move on to the next one, because we do feel bad that every month we apologize for not being able to get to all of your questions. Shirley is not breaking it down. Okay, that's it, Shirley. I'm putting you on the single cam. Come on, girl. Give me a little groove thing.
What?
She's not paying me any mind. There we go.
Yeah,
hold on. Wait, do it again, because I didn't see it on camera. I'll give you a downbeat. Yeah. We are family. I got all my sisters in me. It's in me. Okay, you guys, you saw it here.
Did you know I even dabbed on camera once for somebody?
What is dabbing anyway? Like, what the heck is that? Hold on, wait, do it again. One second.
I don't know what the heck it's for, but all the young people used to do it.
The kids do it, yeah.
I don't know if they still do it or not.
Could you show me what that was again? What does that even mean?
We don't know.
You guys, what is dabbing? See, the thing is, I think that if Shirley had like 1 or maybe 2 glasses of wine, the music she really liked, like, what's your favorite music? Is it like country music or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No country. I like heavy metal. I like rock. I like jazz. No country.
Okay, so with some good rock music, like some Two Steps from Hell, and
Yeah.
and I bet Shirley would be out there cutting a rug, man. I'd be like, Shirley, I gotta sit down, and she'd be like, go sit down, you old fart. I gotta keep going. I just have a feeling, Shirley, that
I used to.
you might.
I
don't
used
know.
to.
Well, we'll see.
Yes, Guppy, I'm a metalhead.
You guys, we all have different
Taste?
hashtags. Mine is Blessed the Jessa. Mary's is Chicken Queen. Britta's is Pink Hat Time. In fact, she's about to do it right now. Hold on a second. Let me get you on here, Britta. Look at that. Oh, look at you. You look like little Bo Peep. You look so cute. And look, Britta, you won't be able to see this until after, but I took the time to actually look at that. It's Pink Hat Time. You have a real thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a real. It shows up on your. It's pretty cool. Pink Hat Time.
Oh, yes.
Yes, isn't that cool? Isn't that
I
cool?
just
And it's
see it.
animated
That's
and
cool.
everything.
What
Yeah,
are you
you'll be able
looking
to see
at?
it. You'll be able to see it
Yeah.
later, Shirley. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
that you can't see it now,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah,
Aw.
Pink Hat Time for reals. Britta
Yeah.
is but Shirley's hashtag. The reason I brought all this up is that Shirley's hashtag is Shirley is metal. I think until we think of a better one, because Shirley is obviously
A metalhead.
She's a metalhead.
Oh.
Yep. So those are basically all of our hashtags, and if I can find a way to put that on cards or posters or something, you darn toot and I will. So questions. I'm just gonna take one because as usual we want to go to the bathroom, and
I'm
the
about
mod
to
team, by the
bust.
way, has been doing a great job. Oh, here's a great question from Somfic. Do the ladies have any pets?
Yes. I have a
What do you
dog.
have, Mary? You have a dog?
I have a dog. She's a mix of Husky and Pomeranian called a Pomsky. And she's coming up, well, she's about 5.5 years old. Well, medium size, about 25 pounds. And currently when I travel, she stays with one of my sons.
Yeah, I was gonna say because okay, she can't really travel with you. I mean, I don't know if you're going on the
No.
plane. Yeah.
No, she's too big to do that. And I think she wouldn't be very happy traveling. She likes the family, so she's happy to go to whoever's house. Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
Mary's
wait.
got a little. Oh yeah.
I don't know if this counts. I have a horse too.
That
And-
counts.
Well, yeah, it counts. Yes, of course.
Well, it's kind of like I own the horse, but my granddaughter rides the horse in shows and stuff. So, yeah. So I guess technically I own a horse.
Awesome. Do you ride?
Yeah. Used to. In my high school days and coming up, I used to ride and show and do a lot of that. And I ride when I can, but it's not that often. But she's been riding for 10 years. She's really good. And she rides saddle seat, which is a fancy style of English. That horses are a little high stepping. And she's doing really well right now with this new horse. They're making a great team. So it's so fun to watch her.
Is it really really spendy to buy a horse? Like,
well, this because it's like pure breed saddlebreds. Yeah, this isn't cheap, but
yeah,
because I can do it for her and do what I can for the grandkids, I want them to be able to have the chance to do these things.
absolutely.
So
I was just wondering if it's just like you can just whip out a check and be like, I'll have that one or something. Like, I don't even know how that works.
No, kind of have to budget for it.
Yeah, I bet you do.
But I'm able to do it for her, and I'm able to help the other kids do other things. So as long as I can, I will.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, next up, anybody have pets?
We used to have dogs. of course. That's why I'm called Food for Dogs. But our last one passed away about 3 years ago. And since then, our lifestyle and circumstances changed, and we haven't had another dog. So we'll see how it goes.
And myself, I have 2 black kitties. I love black kitties. And I will pretty much always, if there's a black kitty available from the shelter, rescue them because they have a harder time getting adopted because of very deeply ingrained and very stupid superstitions. And I even have a black cat, like right here, like a poster of a black cat. I'll just show you guys really quickly. This is going to be a little bit shaky, but you know, black cat right there. Yay! So yeah, so I have 2 baby kitties, which you can actually see them in the A Day with a Dame video that went up a couple weeks back on the Grand Dames. That video showcased what I do to run the Grand Dames, and you guys really liked that video. A lot of you guys give me some good comments on that, but there are several kitty sightings in that video because my desk right here, there's a little there's a soft pad right here, and another one right here. The cat beds. I wanted a standing desk and I wanted it to be strong enough to lift up everything plus 2 cats. And so anyway, yeah. So I do have pets, and I don't think Shirley has any pets at all. Nope.
No, I don't. I used to raise really large dogs. That's what I prefer. And I won't have them in a small apartment because that's not fair to them. I used to have a big place and was able to walk them a lot and run and play and take them out in the desert and up in the mountains when we'd camp. And I won't have them in a confining space like an apartment.
Exactly. So with that, we are going to bring our fantastic little live stream to a close until next month. We are live the first Saturday of every month. We'll be live June 5th at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. GMT, where you'll be able to catch us. And I want to thank all of you guys for joining us. I'm going to take us out and leave you with our slideshow for this month, which showcases the best art and also the pets of the Grand Dames community. You can find out more about us at thegrandames.com. You can visit us and join our Patreon and get cool access to cool, awesome merch in the Patron shop. And yeah, we'll see you next month. And thank you, as always, for watching.